Well, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, or even good evening, because there's some of you that are calling in already from the international markets, and we appreciate each and every one of you being here with us with Financial Halo. We're so very excited about where our company is today and where we're headed, and frankly, the leadership that has come on board. And we're going to share a few names of those leaders that have come on board. You're going to actually hear from a few of them. But one of the most important things I want to stress on this call, and because we are in the beginning stages, we've got a lot of information to share with you on this call today, but one of the most important things that I want to emphasize is that we are in beta launch. And beta launch simply means, folks, that we were actually not going to have any of these webinars till we were closer to having all of our ducks in a row, having our website fully functional, having our compensation plan fully functional, etc. But as we gave a few of our leaders, like the gentleman you just heard from, a sneak preview of what we were putting together at Financial Halo, we were persuaded by these guys to do a couple more webinars. And they twisted our arm and said, hey, you guys, you can't keep a lid on this now that you've shown it to us. We want to go out there and bring in some of our key leaders and get them positioned. And so we did. We did a few more webinars, and things just went crazy, literally. And we're so very excited because it really did a couple things for us. We saw the excitement from the field, and it further validated what we were setting to do, and that was very important. So we thank these leaders for pushing us and twisting our arm. But I want to just say again that we are in a beta launch. We don't have everything together quite yet. We're a couple weeks out before our move into our soft launch, and we'll talk more about that here in just a moment. I assume that everyone's had a chance to take a glance at the legal disclaimer. Got to get all that stuff out of the way. The call is being recorded, so you can view this legal disclaimer as well on the GoToMeeting recorded capability. We'll send a link out to that as well. My name is Sunil Wadhwa. I'm very fortunate to know most of you folks on the call here today. I'm looking at the list of attendees, and I'm just in awe, frankly, as to the leadership that is on this call. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here on the call and evaluating what we're doing here. And we thank those of you that have already made the decision to join us. And I know that some of you are in transition. And again, we appreciate that. My partner, Mr. Ken Newton, is the co-founder and COO. Ken and I go back 22 years exactly now. And I say that because we met in Lamaze class of all places 22 years ago as they were expecting their firstborn, and we were expecting our firstborn. And of course, as a good network marketer, he started to recruit me in that meeting between taking breaths with his wife. So we started a friendship and a business relationship, and a great guy. Many of you on this call know him as well. He is not on the call today. He is actually celebrating his mom's 94th birthday in Louisiana. So we wish his mom a happy birthday, and he will be back on our call next week. Let me read you our mission statement, ladies and gentlemen. It's very important to us, and it will be certainly for you as well, those of you that should decide to come on board. Our mission statement is to enhance, preserve, and protect the financial well-being of those who place their trust in us, helping people to develop financial strategies to overcome stress by providing proven, high-integrity products and services that exceed expectations. That's very important for us and for you, and of course for your prospects and clients. We will help remove debt, anxiety, and worry while increasing the net worth, personal well-being, and enjoyment of life in our customers' lives. We will heal relationships and save families from the burden of financial uncertainty. We feel, folks, as you're going to learn a little bit about our services and products here in just a moment, we feel that this is an ideal time, an optimal time for us to roll out Financial Halo, and here's why. We all know what we've all gone through. We were in the heydays before the 2008 crash, and then the crash happened, and many of us here in this country and worldwide have paid a very dear price for it. Here in the United States, unfortunately, financial well-being for ourselves and our family has not been, and I'm sad to say, has not been the focal point. But I'm so very elated to say that I am now seeing a mindset that is changing in this country. And that mindset is now focusing on the financial well-being. Is it widespread? No, unfortunately. And we hope that we can help change some of that mindset here in the U.S. and certainly worldwide. And again, some of that will make sense to you here as we transition. Let me give you a sneak preview of our website and what the website is going to look like, and start sharing some of our services and products with you here. This is the website, and as you'll see, there are 8 boxes there on the screen. Now, when your prospects come to the site, they're going to see an overview video, and then they'll have the ability to click on one of these 8 boxes, as we call them halos. Now, our first halo is My Debt Halo. And what this area is a company that we have teamed up with that has very successfully, over the last 12 plus years, helped people with credit card debt. Now, here's an industry, ladies and gentlemen, that is literally littered with companies out there that overpromise and underdeliver. Well, these guys have done a stellar job, but they have a very unique concept. It's not just negotiating with credit card companies, but they have a program called invalidation. They actually invalidate some of the debts that a consumer is dealing with, and we are very pleased to have teamed up with them. Our next halo is My Tax Halo. This is a company, again, an industry, I should say, an industry littered with companies that overpromise and underdeliver as well. In fact, many of you have probably seen TV ads by 3 major companies. Well, those 3 major companies are no longer in business because they were shut down. But it was very interesting as we did our research in this arena. We found that those 3 industries, or 3 companies rather, in that industry, literally took in $150 million annually, somewhere in there, on client fees, but they overpromised and underdelivered, and hence they're no longer in business. The company we've teamed up with, she's an incredible lady. She actually was employed by one of those 3 companies, and she saw what those companies were doing, and she says, hey, I can't do this, and she ventured off on her own 12 years ago, and she has done a stellar job. She has clients from coast to coast. She has 6 offices nationwide. She has done some incredible negotiations with the IRS. We have seen plaques all over her office where a client had $150,000 debt with the IRS, and she was successfully able to negotiate it away for just a few $1,000s. We're talking about $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. In fact, on her website, she absolutely makes a statement that 2/3 of her clients have been negotiated under $100. We literally have seen cases where somebody owed $250,000 and she literally negotiated away for less than $100. I don't know what she does, but she does an amazing job. You're going to see a video from her. You're going to see some testimonials from her clients on our website, and I'll explain the dynamics of the site a little bit more here in just a second. My Foreclosure Halo. Again, we are all aware of what's happened in this country. Millions of people have lost their homes, and unfortunately millions more will lose their homes, and this crisis is not anywhere close to being over. We're teaming up with a company, again, unfortunately, an industry that is littered with companies that overpromise and underdeliver. Well, these guys have done a stellar job, and we're very excited to team up with them, and we'll be releasing more and more details of each one of these partners here in the coming couple weeks. Credit score, very critical component of our financial well-being in this country, and again, a industry littered with those that overpromise and underdeliver. Our company that we've teamed up with has been in business since 1999, and he is so very proud to say that he has never received a complaint from thousands of customers that he has helped over the years. And so we're very proud to have teamed up with him as well. Now, as you can see, the front line or the top line is all about debt resolution. We want to try to help people in this country get right side up and then move in a right path, if you will, when it comes to finances. But we equally have products and services for those that are in great shape financially and want to simply better their life from where they are today. They have a good job, they have a home, they have resources, and so we have also asset accumulation and life enhancement services and products. And the first one here under this line is a banking secret. And I'm very excited about this because, again, as we refocus our attention here in the United States on our finances, this is a must-have, in my opinion. This is a concept that actually started in Europe and Australia about 15 years ago. And it actually came here into the country, into the United States about 7 years ago. But then when the market crashed, the concept seemed to have disappeared. And again, I think this is an ideal time. And what this is, ladies and gentlemen, is a very sophisticated software program that shows individuals that own homes how to retire their home mortgage 20 years ahead of schedule. In many cases, even a little bit over 20 years, but approximately 20 years you can wipe off your mortgage without doing really much different than what you're doing today, but in a very focused basis. And in turn, if you can pay off your mortgage 20 years ahead of schedule, how many thousands, in fact tens of thousands, and in many cases hundreds of thousands of dollars are being put back in your pocket rather than the bank's pocket. So we're very excited about this very sophisticated software program. Our next halo is my Forex halo. And we have teamed up with a company that has spent now $16 million and 8.5 years in developing this very robust, fully automated software that trades the Forex. Now, Forex market, ladies and gentlemen, is much, much, much bigger than the stock market. I know that many of us are focused on the stock market. It's about a $22 billion a day market. But the Forex market is actually a $5.3 trillion market. So vastly larger market, and it trades 24 hours a day. And these guys have come up with the very first fully robotic system. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that here towards the end of our call. Our next halo is my health halo. And this is a very interesting technology, ladies and gentlemen. There's a doctor in Denver who's teamed up with an inventor who used to work with the U.S. government. Very high-level stuff this guy did, satellites and so on. He's an inventor, just a genius type of a guy. And he took an old NASA technology that came out in 1980, and it's actually a combination of two technologies, one being light technology and frequency technology, and this inventor put it together. And about 5 years ago, he gave this commercial unit to a doctor who's very well known in Denver. And this doctor, by the way, is a doctor for the Denver Broncos. He's a doctor for the Saudi family. And he has created a couple medical techniques that approximately 17,000 doctors worldwide today use. So this is not your everyday average doctor. He's, again, a very prominent guy. Again, he's been using this technology in his practice for a number of years. Well, one of our partners, Rick, his wife, unfortunately, over the last 20-plus years has been dealing with 5 or 6 different medical ailments. In fact, she was using a cane to get around. And they discovered this doctor, and long story short, within a few months of using this technology, Rick would tell you if he was on the call. In fact, we're going to have him on the call hopefully next week to share a little bit about this. He would tell you that he got his wife back after 20-plus years. And this doctor would tell you, and we're going to have this doctor on the call as well, he'll tell you that if he doesn't see a miracle a day out of his office, he's just so blown away by what this technology has done for his patient base over the last 5 years. Well, long story short, after they met our team, they have decided now to create this system, this unit for commercial. What they're using for commercial right now in the doctor's offices, they're going to now develop, and it's already being developed for a consumer grade model. And we've been given the worldwide exclusive rights to promote this technology, and we'll get more information as we develop this halo. So you can see that our halos, of course, our next one is our income halo. This gives people the ability to come on board as representatives and make a tremendous amount of money with our company. But our intention, ladies and gentlemen, is not to stop there. Our intention is to add more and more halos. As you just very quickly saw and heard a little bit about the various halos, my accelerator halo, my debt halo, my foreclosure halo, my tax halo, my credit halo, my trading halo, which is a Forex, and the health halo. We're going to expand these halos, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving into my insurance halo. I have been a big proponent of insurance, life insurance. It's one of those things that we don't want to pay for, but I've seen too many families that have lost their breadwinner and have been financially devastated. I absolutely believe in insurance, and I believe that as we help people save money by putting interest that they're otherwise paying to the banks back in their pocket, possibly get rid of some of their credit card debts, and we show them how they can make money with our company, which we've got a lot of money on the table, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. We believe that people can carve out a few $100s a month and protect themselves and their family when it comes to insurance. Well, one of the other areas that we're very excited about is our travel halo. We are going to team up with a company that's done a stellar job in this arena for the last 10 years. In fact, the company is run by one of my friends, and he has done a tremendous job, and we'll be releasing that because we want to not only focus on finances, but we also want to focus on having some fun because, hey, look, life is about having fun. We got to deal with our day-to-day stuff, which is not fun at times, but we also want to incorporate having a philosophy of fun in our company. So we're going to definitely bring the travel halo. We're also working on a software program that we're excited about. This is for the medical community as a whole. You know, these offices, doctors' offices, dental offices, chiropractors' offices, physical therapists' offices, they are working under a very archaic software system and a very expensive software system, I might add. And we're dealing with a company that has developed, and one company that is developing a software that we will have a worldwide exclusive right to market the software, and we will be rolling out more and more information about this halo. Our next halo is my business halo, and we're working with several different companies that have some very innovative concepts for the small business owner out there. There's a lot of need out there, and it's really surprising to me as I'm learning more and more about the need of small business owners. They are absolutely in search of a lot of these critical services and products that are not available to the masses out there, and we'll be, again, giving more information as we develop that. In the first quarter, we plan on bringing out my real estate halo and my mortgage halo. But let me also add here that if any of you that are taking a look at our company have access to an inventor, or you know of a product or technology that is out there, but this person or this company really doesn't have the marketing behind it, well, we know what we're going to be able to do with it. I'm very proud to say that with the leadership that has come on board and the leadership that is coming on board, we probably have access to probably 1 million plus people worldwide. So think about a product that you bring to the table, and if we vet it and we like it and we implement it within our company, you will override that halo. So I'm sure you picked up on this, but our model is very simple. It's my blank halo. Now, not to say that we're going to have 1,000 different halos. We're not going to do that. We're going to be very careful with what we bring in. But there are so many great technologies out there, so many great inventors, but they really just don't know what to do with it. And we believe, again, with our team and what we're launching here, we can get that product or technology out. And I'll give you a couple email addresses here in just a moment for you to respond to if you have that kind of access. Now, let me take a moment to introduce you to some very critical players with our company that have come on board. And I'm sorry to say that there are some people that have come on board that we can't yet announce their names. We hope to do that here within the next few days, but these are just incredible top builders. But our first master distributor of 10 that we have brought on board is Dr. Doug Tuman, just a great friend. I've known Doc now for about 6 years. He's a very successful doctor, owns several practices in the New York marketplace, and but he's also a network marketer. He has been a seven-figure income earner in our industry and has a huge sphere of influence. And so we're so very happy and glad that he's on board with us. Hey, Doc, come online. You're muted out right now. Come online and say a couple words as to where we are and where we're headed.
Hey, Sunil. Thanks for having me on, and welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday morning. And hopefully everybody's nice and warm where you are in the country. Hey, Sunil, I'm going to come back in a few minutes, and I'm honored today to talk about money, which I'm going to do. And certainly one of the reasons everybody's on the line today is to have a business possibility that can launch 2014 in a way that maybe you didn't have the potential or possibility before. But I'm going to assure everybody just real briefly that what you've been working on, what we've been working on, is going to be an extraordinary compensation plan payout. So I'll be back in a few minutes, and that's really what I want to spend my time today.
Perfect. Thanks, man. Appreciate all your hard work, Doug, that you have given your valuable time here over the last several months and helping us put all the ducks in a row. And we got a lot more work to do, but we've accomplished so much in a very short amount of time, and it's a lot because of all the help that you have given. So thank you for that. Want to introduce another incredible guy. I've known about Paul over the years, over the last 25 years. I've been in the industry. I've heard about this guy. I've worked with him very, very briefly last year, and I'm so happy and pleased that he is on board with us as our second master distributor. And it's amazing what, Paul, you've done in the short amount of time here that you've been on board with us, with the phenomenal leaders that you're bringing to the table. And as well, you have brought a couple of very strong potential halos that we are vetting out right now, but we're very excited about the possibility of implementing those halos. So take it away, Paul.
Well, thank you, Sunil. First of all, let me say I'm very honored to work with you and Ken and Doug. This is a monster undertaking, big dreams. It's absolutely phenomenal what this is going to do to the industry. I've been in the industry for 2.5 decades, and I can tell you this is long. We've been waiting for this a long time. My background being traditional business with 5 Century 21s over 15 years in Houston. I wish I could have entered this industry 27 years ago with this type of program. But, the only thing that's constant is change, and now this has evolved into the biggest opportunity I've ever seen in the industry. I mean, every one of our halos are billion-dollar industries in themselves. As we've talked before, in most network marketing opportunities, if we had 10 friends, chances are whatever product or entity in the industry we're representing, we might get 2 or 3 people to step forward and come on board with us out of 10. With Financial Halo, I think it's going to be 7 or 8 people are going to come on board because of all the different interests that we cover. I mean, I can go back to my real estate buddies now. I can go back to my insurance friends. I can go back to my travel friends, mortgage, the tax resolution program. It's just got so much for so many people, and not even to mention, with the training program you and Ken have put together is phenomenal. Where regional and senior regional and state directors and national directors can get paid for what they've been doing for free all these years, and that's going to bring in the best of the best, as we're seeing, and by those that we know are on the call today. When you mentioned several weeks ago that we could potentially bring in 100,000 distributors in our very first year, I thought that was a high number. But based on what's happened since our website has started the enrolling process over the last few days, and seeing the rush of big time leaders coming on board, you can just imagine what kind of armies are going to be developed worldwide from all of these different halos. I feel like a kid in a candy store. I'm going to go ahead and sign back to you now, Sunil, because I'm real anxious to hear Doug talk about these numbers and the kind of earnings that are possible. Back to you.
Fantastic. I appreciate that. And a quick introduction to our president of My Insurance Halos, Gary Wood. You've heard from him on our previous calls. He's not on the call today, but a great guy, a very, very knowledgeable guy in the insurance world. He'll be spearheading that division for us, and we'll be rolling out more and more information, of course, about each one of these halos. My Forex halo, run by our president, Steve DeWitt. This guy's got an incredible background in the Forex division. You've heard from him on a webinar last Saturday. We'll be introducing a very aggressive webinar schedule that he's going to start on Monday, and I'll give you some more details about that, but you'll definitely want to take full advantage of this incredible technology. We're getting some great feedback from those that have already purchased the software and the results that they have seen, and Steve will be the guy that will assist, along with several other incredible guys. Carlton Edwards, a very dear friend of mine, Michael Z from Utah, and Mike Robichaud, and James Wiegand out of Australia. A lot of these guys and Joseph Scarletta are amazing, amazing traders. They have committed to helping our team in My Forex Halo, your prospects, develop that entire division, and we'll be getting more and more, again, information out to you guys. My Health Halo is going to be run by a very dear friend. I've known Dr. Lewis Meltz for 30 years. He's an amazing doctor, just an amazing background that this guy has, and he'll be the guy that will be doing some webinars and Q&As and so on about the technology as we roll that out next year. Another dear friend of mine, we often tease that he's a brother from another mother. I've known Greg for many, many years. Just an incredible guy, businessman, broker, and he will be running our Real Estate Halo and my Mortgage Halo. And I've asked Greg to jump online here and share with you where we are as a company, where we're headed, and why he's excited. So, Greg, are you online, bud?
Yeah, can you hear me, Sunil?
I can. Good to have you, bud.
Good. All righty. Well, hey, welcome everybody, and again, I'm excited as everyone else is for the opportunity. I think it's a culmination of years of experience with certain kind of practice companies, if you will, that we've been involved in. You know, we jumped on many a plane to go out and vet certain companies, and what I see this as now is the opportunity to bring all of that experience, all that talent, all the great people that are on the call and that will come on board with the company to really make this a sustainable effort for all of us. Now, personally, after 37 plus years in real estate, not by choosing but by circumstance, have virtually been involved in all the different activities in the financial services halos that we speak of, and it's because there was a need. You know, a client comes to you and they're stressing because they're about to lose their property, so we get involved in foreclosure prevention. Once we can resolve that problem, if it's a short sale or whatever the case may be, if we can keep them in the property, which we've been fortunate to do in a number of cases, which goes against bank regulation, but sometimes you have to be a Robin Hood in this world when banks are playing their game. We have to do what we have to do for our clients. And so, out of circumstance, I've been able to help a lot of folks get back on their feet. And of course, you know, with the need for credit restoration, things like, ironically, even with mortgage acceleration, I was doing that back when it was all on a 3.5-inch floppy disk, so I'm dating myself. But again, these are all services that I provided to my clients, and then saw the need to get involved and get insurance license because, like Sunil said, you know, you have to be able to protect the breadwinners. You have to be able to provide insurance in the event that there is a loss of income, and that mortgage protection insurance, for example, would be just that. So it's been a definite venture to help folks sometimes without compensation. And what I love about what we have with the financial halo model is that now we can get compensated for all those services, i.e., you know, mortgage resolutions where if you had to do any kind of a modification, Senate Bill 94 precluded us from getting paid. Well, now we can do certain services and get compensated. And I just want to say I think we've got a real oxymoron here, you know, because this is truly, you know, a brilliant no-brainer. And in a time when the company, or the country rather, needs this kind of intervention in order to get back to kind of a world power recognition that we once had, we got to do it, one county at a time. The proverbial, word of mouth advertising through network marketing, we can accomplish it. So I commend you. I'm happy to be on board. We talked about something like this many years ago. We called it an aquarium, or some kind of a clearinghouse for services that could be all under one umbrella. Well, you've done it again, buddy. So again, I'm happy to be on board. Looking forward to a lot of the things that we're in the process of unveiling on a nationwide basis. So everybody just stay on board, get on board, and let's go for the ride of a lifetime.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you.
Take care.
Thanks. So, folks, now let's transition here and talk about the money, because we're, again, very excited about our halos, as you've just heard, and but it's about the money as well. Are we able to put some serious dollars in our pocket for putting our time and wherewithal in promoting these halos? And with that, I want to bring Dr. Tuman back on. He's been instrumental in helping with the comp plan. We've been working hours with our consultant who's been in the industry for a very long time. One of the things that we asked the consultant to do was to keep it very simple, but yet very lucrative. And I think we've accomplished that with this plan. So, Doug, take it away.
Hey, Sunil, thank you very much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
I am echoing. Hopefully it's not on.
I hope the others aren't getting it.
Okay. So, hey, Sunil, first of all, kudos to you. And if you can find anybody that's not muted, by the way, and you can mute them, that would be great.
Yep.
Maybe it's coming from somebody else's side. So, ladies and gentlemen, that drum roll, please. It's my pleasure to introduce the early stages of the Financial Halo Compensation Plan. As Sunil said, we have been working very closely with one of the top industry consultants for compensation plans, and I want to give kudos to that gentleman. And I also want to give kudos to Sunil and Ken, because I was on every call where we talked about the compensation plan, and every time the consultants said that I don't recommend you paying out that much, they said, no, we want to keep paying out that much. So that's something that comes from people that are from the field, that have been paid by compensation plans, who know what we want, hopefully know what you want as well. And although every compensation plan can't have every bell and whistle, we've got the things that pay you a lot of dollars right from the get-go. So, Sunil, let's go to the next slide. So the Financial Halo Compensation Plan was designed to be the most lucrative compensation plan, pay plan in the industry, for sure. It's designed to offer a true and minimum 50% payout monthly. And this is where the industry consultant says, well, most plans say they pay out 50%, but they really only pay out 40% or 42%. And then he went on to say, you should even plan it to pay out 40 to 42%, and that's not how this was designed. So you'll see that as we go forward. It is designed to pay large upfront dollars, and that's because of the halos we have, and that's going to really make some large dollars available to everybody. But we also wanted to feature a plan, it's a unilevel plan that's designed to create long-term wealth, and I think we've done that. We'll see that over the next 2 to 3 years, I'm sure. We wanted to feature massive matching bonuses. So I'll be introducing those to you as well, and I know that is always exciting to have that in your business. And we also feature leadership pools to reward the top earners with monthly bonuses, and we'll share about that as well. So in my mind, we have designed a plan to help you successfully recruit both the masses who can make the large upfront money and the leaders who can make the long-term wealth and the back-end money that this plan will pay them as well. So exciting on all fronts. Matter of fact, we can't even go through all the details of this now, but I want to give everybody an overview. Matter of fact, I can't wait to be able to go through even more details as we come forward with our launch. But let's just go through this one step at a time here. The Financial Halo Compensation Plan has a unique unilevel plan, especially for our large halo payouts, and it will pay you down. Hold on, slow down, Sunil. It's going to pay It's going to pay you, of course, level 1. It'll pay you a level 2. It'll pay you a level 3. It'll pay you on down to a level 4. It'll pay you down to a level 5. It'll pay you down to a level 6. It will pay you down to a level 7. It will pay you down to a level 8. It will pay you down to a level 9. And it will pay you down to a level 10. Let's hold it there for a second, Sunil. Now, I understand that in most compensation plans, and you and I have both been there, to earn past, a level 3 or a 4 or a 5, whatever it may be, you had to get to a certain level. You had to create a certain volume. They just weren't paying you 10 levels. Well, in this compensation plan, if you have one leg, we will pay you 10 levels deep if you meet minimal sales requirements. If you build wide, you're going to get rich with this plan. We'll show you that in a bit, but you don't have to. We're going to pay you. If you have one leg that goes 10 levels deep, you meet some minimal requirements, we're going to pay you 10 levels deep. Let's go down a little bit here, Sunil, see what we got next. So just so everybody knows, we haven't started yet, so this doesn't count. But once we do start into our ability to sell in our halos, we will all have a 90-day grace period from the start date, whatever that may be, it's not yet, for all associates to earn 10 levels. And then all you have to do is just one sale in each halo, and you're going to add 3 more months of 10-level rewards. So right off the bat, if you come on board with a grace month, make one sale in a halo, you can get paid 10 levels for 6 months. If you have 3 sales, it could be in your first week, first month, or 3 months, plus your grace period, you earn 10 levels deep for the entire year. So no more volume requirements, no more pin level requirements to get your 10 levels. Just go help some people, and you're going to get paid 10 levels deep, plus large upfront dollars, which we'll talk about in a minute. We've got one more thing on this page, Neil, I believe, which is here's the great news. We're going to pay you no matter what. And this is what I just said. 10 levels of income starting immediately. So, and people are already building pretty deep businesses as we go forward. So let's talk about our large halos. Those would be the accelerator, the tax, the foreclosure, the health, and more to come. But 4 right off the bat. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you an example of a $1,500 payout that pays out $1,200 in the unilevel. So that means if one of our tax sale, accelerator, foreclosure, or health has a $3,500, let's just say, fee, and $1,200 of those goes into the unilevel. Let's share with you how we've divided that. Now, level 1 is going to be our large upfront payouts. 15% of that is going to level 1, which is $450 for the sales associate making a sale. How many would you like to make a month on all the different halos? You'll have the opportunity to sell. Pretty wonderful. Our level 2 is going to pay out 2%, which is $60. Our level 3 is going to pay out 4%. So you're going to get rewarded for helping your first person get their first people, and that's going to pay you $120. Your level 5 is going to pay you $150 or 5%. Your level 5 is going to pay you 4%, which is $120. So we just look here. That's some huge money going down your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth levels. But we don't stop there. Your level 6 is going to pay you 2%, $60. Your level 7, $60. Your level 8, $60. Your level 9, $60. And your level 10, $60. Now, I remember I was with a plan with Sunil, and we were getting paid 6 levels of compensation on our unilevel compensation plan. And I was in that company for a long time. I was in the company for 12 years. And during that time, I had 6 levels, and then I got cut off from my unilevel. I kept looking every month how much more I would have made if I had a 7th level, an 8th level, a 9th level, a 10th level. It would have tripled and quadrupled my income and more as my organization was down 10, 15, 20 levels, but the bulk of your income would have been on that 7, 8, 9, and 10, and we're paying you this. Now, why can we do this? Because of our halos and how much commission is available. So most $100 plans, if there was a plan that was a nutrition plan, they usually have $100 volume requirements, maybe $200. And maybe you make 20% on your first level, which on $100 is $20, and maybe on $200 it's $40. Well, that's on your first level, your most lucrative level. On our 10th level, we're paying you 3 times 20% on a $100 auto ship product, going down 10 levels. You can imagine what this means about how much money that you can make. We're paying 3 and 4 times what you'll make anywhere else. And imagine having just 3 or 4 halos going down 10 levels. I mean, if you have one, we're going to pay you down 10 levels. But imagine if you had 3 or 4 of them. And imagine if you look at these numbers going down 10 levels, if you add them up, the average payout's over $100 per level when you add it up. So imagine in your business, you have 40 or 50 going down in 1 or 2 legs. That's $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Imagine 3 or 4 legs where you double that. And that's $8,000 to $10,000 a month just on some minimal sales that people are making to help people. They always say the more people you help, the more money you're going to make. Well, we're going to help a lot of people make a lot of money in many ways. So, Sunil, let's leave our unilevel for a second, because I hope that people are getting excited about it as you and I and Ken were going through this with our industry consultant. If you want to make a comment before we go forward.
Let me jump in here for a quick second and add something very important here. As we are developing our halos, ladies and gentlemen, and Paul Thorne is working on 2 of them, and we're working on a couple of them as well that are just going to be incredible. What I want to say here is that when you make sales in those particular halos, this first level in some of those halos is going to pay you $1,000 to $2,000 sale, and these numbers are going to be very, very much more increased from your downline production. So I'm very excited to roll out those halos here over the next coming weeks or so. I hope to actually roll out 1 or 2 of them by even next Saturday, but don't hold me to that. But I really want to emphasize that there's some halos coming that are going to pay much more even than these halos that we currently have.
And Sunil, let me add one more thing before we go on to this matching bonus here. You can keep it there, where you were. But one other thing that we've done, which we're not showing today, is as you build your business, you may have tons and tons of sales personally, but you may not. And we've also created a way for anyone based on your core team volume to get paid whether you've made sales or not. So our goal is to pay the money out. Our goal is to pay as much as we can and more. We want to make it very lucrative, and certainly we're going to welcome your feedback for this, and hopefully it's only great. But let's talk about another amazing way to make money here above and beyond your unilevel, which is going to add a lot of money to your paychecks. What are matching bonuses? Well, let's go down here next as we go here. You're going to earn a percentage of the unilevel commissions. That's what we just showed, paid to your core group down 3 generations. We'll show you that in a moment. So the more your team earns, the more you earn. Now, this is very exciting how this is going to work. So we're going to put up a chart here. So we're going to have 10 pin levels, 10 rank advancement levels in the company that you can advance to. And you can just let your eyeballs roll over these numbers here. But let's just say, for example, I want to make sure that everybody's clear here what this means, because in many ways here, this is going to make your income grow huge, especially for those that bring on people, that bring on people, that bring on people that make a lot of money. Because we have a 10-level payout, the money's going to be rolling up here. So it may not even be you recruiting a home run hitter. Maybe the rainmaker comes in on your 5th level in your business. Well, that's going to roll up to your 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st levels, and it's going to earn you a lot of matching bonuses. So let's just go to the middle here. Let's just say you achieved a level 5 pin rank, whatever that may be called, and we get to here. We're going to pay you matching bonuses on level 1, 2, and 3. So what does that mean? Well, let's just say that Sunil brought me in. I would be his 1st generation matching bonus. If I brought Paul in, that would be the 2nd generation matching bonus that Sunil would get paid on. And if he brought Ken in, that would be his 3rd generation matching bonus. So you're going to have 3 different matches that you can get paid on. And imagine if you go wide, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10 legs, getting matches on all of those people. So let's just say that you have somebody down in your business, fifth level, that's creating a $10,000 check. Maybe that's rolling up a $10,000 unilevel check for the fourth, third, second, first levels. Who knows? But if you had a $10,000 income earner on your first level, that would be $1,200 additional each month. And if you had the same $10,000 earner on your second level, that's another $800, and there's $600 on your third level. So that's about $2,600 from one leg once you have a leg that just takes off. And remember, the incomes that we're going to be earning are much larger than any other company, so are the matching bonuses. Now, if you take your eye down to the right here, well, you're looking at matching bonuses at top levels that can be 18, 20, 25%, 14, 16, 20% in the second level, 12, 14, 15% on the third level. So, Sunil, you've done an extraordinary job. For people that are going to be in this business, people that are going to build a business and continually be committed to moving up the ranks of this company, your checks are going to do nothing but grow and grow and grow. And I do think we have a company that will be your last home forever. I don't think anybody needs to ever do anything else if we put our noses down and work here. So we also have leadership pools. Our top 3 levels, so if you went back, those, you don't have to go back, Sunil, but if we had 10 levels, our levels 8, 9, and 10 are going to share monthly bonus pools. And we're going to take 1% of all sales commissions, and we're going to place it in the level 8 pool. We're going to take another 1%, place it in the level 9 pool. We're going to take another 1% and place it in the level 10 pool. And those pools are going to be divided by those people that earn those ranks. So if you really did the numbers on this, and our consultant was saying, do you guys know how much money this is going to pay over time? You know, with the kind of money and dollars that this company is going to develop. And by the way, he's never seen, there may be something, this is an industry consultant that's done many, many, many comp plans. I've never seen a 10-level comp plan, and I've certainly never seen one that pays out as much as you're going to be paying out on your larger halos going down 10 levels. And because of that, the way the company is going to grow, with the commission dollars available, you look at a company, you know, that does $100,000 a month. Well, we'll be doing $1 million a month instead of $100,000 a month. $1 million a month in our company and somebody else's company would be a $10 million a month in our company. A $10 million a month will be a $100 million a month in our company. So you start to look at the percentages that you're going to make and people are going to make. Top leaders are going to be making some very large income. We're going to be having a lot of parties in this company. So Sunil, let's just recap what we've got here, then we can talk about stuff. Oh, one more thing is that one of Sunil and Ken's goals is to continually offer contests and prizes to continually reward the people that are continuing to make sales and building a business. So you can have ongoing contests to win valuable trips, cash, prizes, and more. And the more money we're bringing in, the more we're going to pay out in contests and prizes and things that are going to reward you for doing nothing more than building your business. It's going to be a lot of fun. So in summary, with the compensation plan, I hope you have a couple of goosebumps on going down the spine here, because I certainly do. On our summation, on one more page, Sunil, let's just finish up here. We believe, and we've talked about this, we've created something extraordinary in our concept for sure, with our halos, with the dollars available in our compensation plan for sure, and then with the payouts that we're going to have with our 10-level payout, our significant matching bonuses, our leadership pools. We believe we created something simple, elegant, lucrative. We believe it's easy to make money with large upfront payouts. We believe this is a wealth-generating program with 10-level D payouts, the matching bonuses, the leadership pools. We're going to have a lot of fun with the cash prizes, contest trips, and more. And we've got a lot more details to come about all of our halos. And like Sunil said, some of the halos and the dollars that could be available will 2 and 3 and 4 times what you saw on screen for just one halo today. So Sunil, I'm excited.
Thanks, Doc, for all your hard work again. And, you know, one of our goals, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to just reiterate this, is that we wanted to keep things very simple. we've all been with those companies that have had such convoluted plans, and you know, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, as they say, and some of these comp plans I was so confused with. In fact, I generally never paid any attention to the comp plan. I just got into the company and started building, and I figured out the comp plan later on. But one of our directives to our consultant was to keep this thing simple, and I think we've certainly accomplished that. We want the everyday person that's coming into your network, and we have a lot of people now, I believe, in the general community as a whole, a lot of people that have not been part of this community. Also, you know, the network marketing community are coming in. People are looking for additional incomes, and they are finding their way to the MLM world. And we want to definitely keep the things very simple so that people understand what's in it for me. If I go out there and make a sale, what am I going to get? And I think we've accomplished that with this compensation plan. And I want to again thank Doug Tuman for that. Now, I want to be very crystal clear, and I want to talk about the 4X Halo, my 4X Halo. Rather than creating a compensation plan within my 4X Halo, we have teamed up with a company that is actually selling this software, and that company is 4X DAT. And we will be working within their compensation structure, and it's shown on your screen there. And Mr. Steve DeWitt will be giving you a lot more information, answering all your questions, etc. And what we'd like you to do is that if you were personally invited by Ken and myself, then we want you to go to Financial Halo, 4xdat.com, Financial Halo, and go ahead and enroll. There's no cost to enroll as an associate with their company. And take a look at their videos, take a look at their comp plan, get on our webinars. We'll talk about the webinar schedule here in just a second, and then we'll also give you some information on how to sign up with Financial Halo here in just a second. We have two websites that you're going to be getting when you come on board. One is the .com site, and then one will be the .net site. The .net site is for you to enroll your team. The .com site will be to send your prospects so that they can get more information on each one of those halos. What we like you to do right now, as we are in beta launch, is go back to the person that invited you and get onto their site. They're going to give you their .net site / their name. And as soon as you sign up, you will get an instant a replicated site that you'll then be able to send out and start recruiting your center of influence. So once you have that site, go ahead and get it off to everybody. And this is the time to create your downline very, very quickly. You know, one of the things that I also want to stress here before I get into the next section here, and we've only got a few more minutes here. We want to keep this call to about an hour. Is something that Paul and I think Doug both addressed earlier, is that we've all been used to marketing companies, whether it's a product or whatever that might have been, a juice or a vitamin or whatever it's been, and we bring 10 prospects to our website in these previous companies. We're lucky if 1 or 2 will do business with us for whatever reasons. Here, we believe, our premise is very simple. We believe that when you bring 10 people to your website, we believe that 8 out of 10 are going to do some business with you because they're going to recognize a need for themselves with one of our halos. We also believe that, of course, they will immediately recognize that some of their center of influence, whether it's their family, friends, next door neighbors, whatever, will also have a need for these services. And so we believe that there's a very high probability that you're going to do business with a very high percentage of prospects that you bring to the table. We also believe that the same prospect that does business with you in one of those halos over time will do business with you in more than one of those halos. They're going to have a need that comes up in the future, and so we believe that there's a very high probability of more production for you from the same client. Now, very quickly, I want to touch on the field marketing system, field management system. And I'm really excited about this, as I know many of you are. And there's several reasons that we're excited, and I want to outline those for you. You know, the last 5 years in our industry, in the multi-level marketing industry, has been very strange. And I know that a lot of the leaders on the call I've talked to personally have agreed with me. We've gone through a lot of transition over the last 5 years. And my personal belief is that technology has somewhat hurt our industry as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I love technology. Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing technology right now. I'm able to talk to people all around the country and all around the world on this webinar today. It's cool. Sitting in the comfort of your own home. I'm sitting in the comfort of my own home right now doing a webinar. I love it. But I also believe that it's hurt us in the sense that it's taken the social aspect out of the network marketing industry. And we want to bring that back. Here's what I'm talking about. Envision having 300 meetings going on in the U.S. every single week. You see, people that come in this industry want that interaction. They want to meet others that are joining the company. They want a place to take their prospects. They want that local leader to help them build their business. Because you might be living in California today and you sponsor somebody in New York. Let's face it, what can you really do to help that person that you've just sponsored in New York? Yes, you can do phone calls. Yes, you can do three-ways. These are all critical things. Yes, you can get them on webinars. But can you really assist them in the manner that they need? Can you assist that person in Tokyo, Japan that you recruit tomorrow? I dare say no, you can't. There's a time difference. There's a language barrier. There's a cultural barrier. There's a lot of things that you will not be able to do to help that person in Israel or in Holland or in the UK or in Florida. And that person needs that local attention. Well, we want to bring that back in by appointing what we call regional directors. Every major city in the U.S. and around the world will have a regional director. Those regional directors are going to be overseen by senior regional directors, and they will be overseen by state directors. And we've actually added another layer onto that and national director level, and I'll talk more about that here in a second. These consistent, and I want to emphasize that, these consistent meetings that go on around the country and around the world will be held by these professionals that are presenters. They are well-versed in the MLM industry. They are great speakers. They are great trainers. They're great mentors. What that means for you is that you're able to build a consistent business. You know that when you send a prospect to a meeting somewhere in the country or somewhere in the world, that prospect is going to get a consistent message. You're also assured that they're going to join your team. And I hate to say this, but we know that in our industry, there's sometimes where you send a prospect to a meeting and you never see them again because they have gone under someone else's team. Well, we're not going to stand for that activity in our company, and this check and balance that we're creating is going to prevent that kind of activity. Well, more meetings mean more enrollments, bigger teams, and bigger commissions. Really that simple. And the reality is that many of you have already been doing this, of course, but you've not been remunerated for it. So we're going to appoint regional directors to certain population counts, senior regional directors, state directors, and national directors. These individuals are going to do weekly presentations in their market, whether it's on a Monday night or Tuesday night, whatever is convenient for them. They're going to do it in their homes. They'll move it into a restaurant. They'll move it into a hotel eventually, and all that will be approved by the senior in the region or the state director. They'll be doing meetings, and then they'll be doing trainings. We are very big on training. We want to make sure everybody is compliant. We want to make sure that we don't oversell and underdeliver. We don't overpromise the prospects, etc. Training is simply paramount. The cost of the training is a very minimal $350. One sale in one of our halos is going to bring that money and more back to you. But it's very critical, and we're going to give some incentives for you to attend that training. And we're going to talk more about that as we roll that out here in the coming days. So you're going to be trained by these individuals that have experience in the network marketing world. Some will be financial planners. Some will be insurance agents / multi-level marketing experienced individuals that are going to be leading these trainings, and for which we want to remunerate these individuals for doing what some of them have done for a long time. Some of you have done this stuff. I've done this for many, many years, but I was never paid to do it. I work with not only my downline, but I work with other lines just as a leader would do, but I never got compensated for it. Now, here's what we're going to do. There's a very minimal licensing fee to take on a coveted position of a regional director. We're not going to charge you that up front. You're going to pay that at the end of 12 months because we want you to make a lot of money before having to pay that licensing fee. When you do a training class every 30 days in your market, all new associates that are in your market are going to come to your training class, for which we're going to pay you $100 per associate. So if you had 20 people come to your training class, you just made $2,000 for that one day. Well, some of you I know are going to build some very strong markets, your downline, and you're going to work with leaders in your market. You will have 100 people show up to your training class on a Saturday, for which you would earn $10,000 in this example. Some of you, frankly, will have 200, 300 people come to a training class on a Saturday as you're developing your group and the groups of those in your market. The senior regional director, he or she is overseeing a number of regional directors, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe in cases of Los Angeles, that senior director will probably oversee 10 or 12 regional directors. Now, every time there's a training class that goes on in their market, next Saturday, they might have 4, 5, 6 classes going on. For every new associate that attends a training class within their region, they're picking up $50. Now, of course, they're not doing the training. They're overseeing their market. They're going to visit these various different trainings. They're going to visit these various different meetings in their region as guest speakers and so on, but they're going to be paid $50. So let's say next Saturday, they've got 5 classes going on. They have 100 new associates attending training. Well, they just made $5,000. Over time in their region, if they have 300 people going through a training class, well, they just made $15,000. I might add that this is income above and beyond our compensation plan. This is above and beyond the compensation plan. This is also income for a very small subset of people that are joining our company. This is only going to be for about 400 or so people within our company here in the U.S. that will participate in this program. The state director, overriding an entire state, or in the case of California, New York, Florida, and Texas, we may have 2 state directors simply because of the population. The state directors will earn $50. So in the state of California, as an example, next Saturday, you've got 500 associates going through training class. You just made $25,000 for that one Saturday. So again, you can see how lucrative this program is for those that are appointed to these very coveted positions. Our national directors, they're going to overwrite multiple states, somewhere about 6 to 8 states. We're going to have probably about 6 or 7 of the national directors appointed. They're going to get $20 for every associate that attends a training class. You know, in the case of, say, 2,000 associates attending a training class within those 8 states, they just made $40,000 in this example for that one day. We're also going to appoint cultural ambassadors. We're going to have 14 total, 2 Hispanic, 2 Russian, 2 Chinese, 2 Vietnamese, 2 Filipino, 2 Japanese, and 2 Korean. They will each split the country, one on the west side, one on the east side, and we'll split down the Mississippi somewhere in there, and they will be in charge of developing those sectors, and they'll be rewarded. We haven't figured out quite what the remuneration is going to be for them, but we'll be rolling that out as well here very soon. Just to give you a very quick visual, we've already started the appointing process. We're going to be appointing a lot more individuals here in the coming weeks. We've got a ton of people that you have sent in. And let me emphasize something as you're taking a look at some of our people that we've appointed. Let me emphasize the significance for you folks as you are front runners here in our company in our beta launch, and how you should take full advantage of this program. Even if you don't want to participate in these coveted positions, and that's okay. You want to join the company and you want to simply build a huge organization, fantastic, but you don't want to take part in this training program, no problem. Here's what I want to emphasize to you. Imagine for a moment going out to people that you are connected with in the multi-level marketing arena. There are a lot of leaders right now in transition. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of dissatisfaction out there in our industry today because many of our people are not making money out there. They're tired of selling the vitamin shampoo type of programs out there as their sole income source, and there's such small commissions that people are transitioning out. So as you reach out to these people that you know have the skill set of being trainers and presenters, what if you could get 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 of these people appointed to these coveted positions, not only in the U.S. but worldwide? What is that going to do for your longevity? What is that going to do for your downline and the development of your downline? Here's my point. Those people that are appointed to these coveted positions and have the ability to earn these very huge dollars beyond the compensation plan, do you think the next time that they see some plan that comes out for $20 a month, and there's a lot of these membership type of plans coming out, they're great plans. In fact, we're looking at some of them to bring on board with our halos. But they're not enough for you and I to make a full-time income out of. But next time your leader takes a look at these programs, they're not going to transition, but they're not going to want to give up their coveted positions and the ability to earn these very significant dollars. So ladies and gentlemen, you have a big hook to bring on some very big leaders in your downline with this coveted position in our FMS system. You see some emails and contact information. If you have any interest in becoming a president of one of our halos, please send Ken at financialhalo.com an email. If you have an interest in becoming one of our master distributors, we are vetting out some very top leaders right now, but those positions are still open. For 7 of those master distributor positions here in the U.S. are still open. If you want to be a province director internationally, send us an email to md@financialhalo.com. If you have an interest in the FMS, the field management system, or you have somebody on your team that you want to introduce to that, fms@financialhalo.com. If you have any products or technologies that you believe should be part of the halos, send me personally an email, sunil@financialhalo.com. You have my phone number there as well. And get that information to us ASAP, and we'll start vetting it out and see if it might be a potential halo within our organization. In closing, also, I want to tell you that starting Monday, President of My Forex Halo, Steve DeWitt, is committed to doing 54 webinars for you, live webinars with Q&A starting on Monday. It's got a very aggressive schedule for showing and sharing the Forex license product out there, and what our tester team has seen, and what a lot of people are already recognizing is such a brilliant software that this company has rolled out. We will get this information out to you in an email here either later on this afternoon or tomorrow, and then you can start getting as many guests onto his calls as you can. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for being on the call. We thank you for the latitude. The call went a little bit longer today. We had so much information to share with you. We're sorry for that, but we're not sorry. We had great information to share with you, and we're excited that we're in beta launch. I know you're excited. A lot more information coming here in the next few days. And again, please remember, we are in a beta launch. As you send your people to the website, it is not able to take any business from a standpoint of services that we're selling. We're not taking any business on board. The website is not anywhere close to being done. The only functionality right now of the website that we want you to understand is the ability for you to simply recruit and place your downline and start building your teams. That's all we're doing with the website currently. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Bye-bye.